بس نكبس واحد. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and good morning. Please take your seats because we are about to start. السيدات والسادة، أهلا بكم. الرجاء أخذ مقاعدكم في القاعة لأننا سنبدأ بعد قليل. And also you can get your translation devices from the entrance. أيضا بإمكانكم الحصول على أجهزة الترجمة الفورية عند المدخل. شكرا لكم. please rise for the royal anthem. Assalamu alaikum. Excellencies, ambassadors, distinguished guests, welcome to the Regional Social Security Forum for Asia and Pacific. Welcome to the biggest and most important social security event in the region. And welcome to Riyadh. There are more than 30 ESA member countries, over 450 participant leaders and social security specialists, and 58 international organizations gathering in this year's forum to share the best practices and identify solutions to the current challenges. We are here today to share our journey of transformation. We are here today to enriching every step.
From the first light of dawn, dreams awaken, visions drawn. A promising generation takes flight, ready to soar, embracing the light. With strength from symbols bold, wisdom from stories, timeless and told, by those who paved the way of knowing, their legacy, a fire still glowing. They ignite the spark in youthful hearts, guiding them toward limitless starts. On roads paved with endless chance, fueled by courage in a daring stance. Innovations that pierce the skies. Exceptional hands with digital ties. Weaving the fabric of change's art. Building awareness, shaping the heart. For a vibrant society full of life. We spark the change, inspiring drive. Together, through every step and stride. We walk with you as your trusted guide.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, welcome to the stage His Excellency Mohammed Al-Jad'an, Minister of Finance of Saudi Arabia and Chairman of GOSI.
In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon you. Greetings. I would like to welcome you in Riyadh, which has become a major hub for international conferences and conventions, a pioneering platform for international cooperation, discussing major issues, identifying solutions to challenges facing our world today. We gather today in the Regional Forum for Social Security in Asia and Pacific. We are delighted to host it, given the unique opportunity it provides to advance the ecosystem of social security in our countries and enhance economic stability in national and international levels. Distinguished guests, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is an excellent model for social security, which we consider as foundations for achieving sustainable development in light of Saudi Vision 2030. We have been keen over the past years to launch qualitative initiatives and launch unique insurance products to provide social security to society and ensure social stability. We merged pensions organization and general organization of social security. The number of assets of GOSI reached more than 1.3 trillion riyals. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia launched Citizen Account program, which aims to protect Saudi families from the direct and non-direct impact expected from economic reforms. The total number of support exceeded 202 billion riyals since launching it. And as integration among government entities, we launched a number of digital platforms to provide services to citizens, which contributed to achieve the kingdom to be ranked 4th in United Nations Index for e-government development and the first regionally and second among G20 countries. I would like to seize this occasion to invite you to watch to observe and attend the accompanying exhibition. You may find some tangible results for general organization of social security achievements. Distinguished guests, it's my pleasure to stand before you, which brings together more than 450 influencing figures in the area of social security decision makers, experts, and specialists from more than 150 international organizations gathering in this excellent forum. Our shared priority is to exchange knowledge, expertise, experiences, and showcasing best practices and highlighting projects and initiatives for members at ISSA. We have one shared goal: building better world for the upcoming generations. In conclusion, I would like to extend my gratitude to Dr. Mohammed Azman, the chairman of ISSA, and members for their trust in hosting this major event, and for all exerted efforts over the last years to enhance international cooperation and moving towards a bright future for our nations and citizens. I would like also to thank all participants in this forum and for the organizers at the organization, and wishing you fruitful discussions and outcomes and happy stay in Riyadh. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Under his leadership, ESA succeeded in continuing its work to develop dynamic social security systems and policies throughout the world. Welcome to the stage the International Social Security Association President, Dr. Mohammed Azman.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. His Excellency Mr. Muhammad Al Jadaan, Minister of Finance, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. His Excellency Mr. Faisal Al Ibrahim, Minister of Economy and Planning, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. His Excellency Mr. Abdul Aziz Hassan Al Bok, Governor of General Organization for Social Insurance, GOSI. Esteemed Ministers and Vice Ministers of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Ambassadors, dear representatives of ESA member institutions, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh, and very good morning, ahlan wa sahlan. It is my great pleasure and honor to welcome you to the Regional Social Security Forum for Asia and Pacific. Today, we gather in Riyadh, a city steeped in history, yet looking boldly to the future. This forum is not just another meeting. It is a testament to our shared commitment to innovation, inclusion, resilience in social protection. Let me begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to General Organization for Social Insurance of Saudi Arabia. Riyadh has become the social security capital of Asia and Pacific this week, thanks to their exceptional hospitality and dedication to this platform. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Asia and Pacific is home to more than half of the world's population, a staggering fact that underscores the scale and potential of this region. Think about it. Half of the world peoples living, working, striving in this extraordinary part of the globe. Over the past decade, this region has shown the world what is possible when innovation and determination converge in social security reform. Across the Arab world, pension systems are being modernized, coverage is expanding, and inclusivity is becoming a reality. Here in Saudi Arabia, the introduction of social insurance reforms in July 2024 represent a game changer, harmonizing pension rules for the public and private sectors, extending maternity leave to 3 months, and including provisions for Saudi and non-Saudi workers. These reforms are building a more inclusive and dynamic system. This progress is reflected across the region. According to the latest ILO World Social Protection Report, social security coverage in Asia and the Pacific has grown by 38.5% in just 8 years, outpacing every other region. Behind this growth are countless individuals and institutions working tirelessly to protect the vulnerable. We see remarkable example of this progress. Mongolia Universal Child Benefits reduce poverty and provide equitable access to resources for even the most remote population. In the Philippines, disasters responsive social protection like the Pantawid Pamilyang Filipino program ensures that families can recover after devastating shocks. Bangladesh Employment Injury Insurance for government workers is an innovative approach to addressing workplace risks. These examples remind us of what is achievable when systems are built to serve the needs for all. Yet, while we celebrate these strides, we must also confront the challenges ahead. Excellencies, dear colleagues, climate change represents one of the most urgent challenges of our time. Asia and Pacific are at the epicenter of this crisis. Rising sea levels threaten entire island nations. Heat waves and floods displace millions, and typhoons devastate homes and livelihoods. But this is not just an environmental crisis, it is a social and economic fallout. Informal workers, who make up 60% of the region workforce, are among the most vulnerable. They lack access to social safety nets, leaving them exposed to poverty and debt when disasters strike. Small-scale farmers, gig workers, and fishermen, who form the backbone of our economies, face growing risks from biodiversity loss and pollution. According to ILO, heat stress alone could result in the loss of 43 million full-time jobs in Southern Asia and 13 million in Southeast Asia by 2030. These numbers represent families without incomes, communities without stability, and future without hope. To address this, social protection must become a proactive tool for resilience. Systems need to anticipate climate risks and embed disaster preparedness into their design. The ISA is committed to helping its members rise to this challenge. Though capacity building initiatives and collaborative networks, ISA equips its institution with the tools needed to integrate resilience into social protection frameworks. As president of ISA, I stand firmly behind these efforts. Together, we must ensure that no one is left behind as we build systems that are only resilient but transformative. Dear esteemed participants, these challenges are real, but so is our resolve. Today, we are joined by over 450 participants representing 69 organizations from 37 countries. This is more than a gathering. It is a coalition, a force for change. And we are not alone. Partners organizations like the International Labour Office, the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, the Asian Development Bank and the Gulf Cooperation Council stand with us. Together, we bring the expertise and vision needed to make a difference. This commitment to collaboration is reflected in the overwhelming response to the ISA Good Practice Award competition. This year, we received 187 submissions, a significant increase from 168 in 2022 and just 75 in 2018. Each entry demonstrates the creativity and determination driving social security innovation across this region. And the winner is, well, you have to wait till tonight to find out. Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, this forum is about more than discussion. Today, we will hear about Saudi Arabia transformative reforms. This afternoon, we'll explore innovative solutions shaping social security across Asia and the Pacific. Tomorrow, we will engage with 36 good practices in 14 sessions. These discussions will chart the future of social protection, advancing social justice, resilience, and sustainability. As we embark on this journey, let us not lose sight of what unites us, a shared belief in the transformative power of social security. This forum is about building connections, fostering collaboration, and inspiring action. Tonight, as we celebrate the achievement of the Good Practice Award ceremony, and tomorrow at the gala dinner, let us also celebrate the spirit of innovation and resilience that defines this region. And when we convene again in the same setting, I'm confident we will look back and see that we did not just talk about change, we made it happen. This progress we celebrate today will be the foundation for an even greater journey forward. As we conclude, I would like to once again extend my deepest gratitude to GOSI and my dear friend, His Excellency Abdul Aziz Hassan Al Bog, for your warm hospitality, vision, and dedication in making this forum not just a success, but an inspiring milestone for social security in the Asia and the Pacific. Let us make this forum a turning point in the journey of social security in this region. Thank you. Shukran jazilan. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Shukran, Dr. Azman. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to start our first panel discussion in this forum. Saudi Arabia, a story of transformation. Join me in welcoming to the stage the moderator of this panel, a senior business presenter at Al Arabiya, Nadine Hani, and this session panelist. Welcome to the stage.
Shukran. Thank you to my dear Muhammad Atmehi for the kind introduction. We work together in the same organization, and I'm proud to share the stage with him. Sabah al-Khair, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to this session, which will discuss the transformation happening here in Saudi Arabia, and which I'm sure you felt as soon as you set foot in Riyadh. I'm Nadine Hani. I present the business news on Al Arabiya, and it is such a pleasure and honor to be here with you this morning to moderate this session titled A Story of Transformation. It is a conversation about Vision 2030, Saudi Arabia's visionary blueprint, which draws on its rich history, its cultural heritage, its strategic location, and economic strength to chart a path forward and effect social change, effect economic change, create new sectors, and diversify the economy away from its traditional reliance on oil and gas. It is a transformative journey which aims to position Saudi Arabia as a logistical hub, also to position it as a global leader in innovation and economic diversification. In order to discuss this topic, it is our pleasure today to have with us an esteemed lineup of speakers. Please join me in welcoming them on stage. His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Nasser Abu Thnain, Vice Minister of Human Resources and Social Development. His Excellency Mr. Ammar Mohammed Nagadi, Vice Minister of Economy and Planning. Ahla wa sahla. His Excellency Mr. Abdulaziz bin Hassan Al Bou, Governor of the General Organization for Social Insurance, GOSI, and our host today. Ahla wa sahla. And His Excellency Mr. Abdul Mohsen Saad Al Khalaf, Vice Minister of Finance. Ahla wa sahla. تفضلوا. Your Excellencies, thank you very much for taking the time to be here with us today to talk to us about this transformation happening here in Saudi Arabia. Your Excellency, Dr. Abu Thnain, today the vision of Saudi Arabia, Vision 2030, aims not only to diversify the economy, but also to create opportunities for its people, for its youth, for its women. Could you explain to us how this transformation has changed, first of all, the labor market? What kinds of opportunities has it created for the nationals, for its youth, and also the engagement of women in the workforce?
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers, ISA and GOSI, for their excellent arrangement and efforts, and wish you all a successful conference and sessions ahead. Well, the Vision 2030 was indeed a driving force for transformative change in the Saudi labor market, with its ambitious target when it's come to job creation and workforce participation. We at the Ministry of Human Resources and Social Development we were charged of executing the labor market strategy. That's a strategy set by the center of government in 2020 with 28 initiatives, major initiatives. We have completed so far 85% of these initiatives. And the outcomes are outstanding. The overall unemployment rate is dropping to 3.3%, which is the lowest ever, which puts us in the 5th rank of the G20 countries with the lowest unemployment rate. When it comes to Saudi specifically, also there has been a decreasing interest in employment rate. The rate dropped from 12.5 in 2019 before the pandemic to 7.1% today. Also, when we look at the size of the market, it's growing hugely. The total number of workforce in Saudi labor market has increased by 35% since 2019. That's the highest ever. Saudi also, workers has increased, the number has increased to 2.4 million. That's almost 41% increase since 2019. As you asked, also we concentrate on women empowerment. The center of government and the ministry have lifted so many restrictions when it comes to social and labor environment, and the results are outstanding also. The participation rate for female increased from 17% 2016 to 35.5% today. That's exceeding our original target of 2030, which was set of 30%. So we achieved the target ahead of time. I just want to mention that all these efforts were not possible without the collaborations of many ministries, the private sectors, other Vision 2030 programs, and we are doubling down on this important collaboration.
Your Excellency, you even revised the targets upwards for Vision 2030 because you exceeded the targets in certain areas. So could you tell us the new targets now and give us a little bit of insight into how you were able to exceed or achieve the targets way ahead of time?
Actually, we revised two targets. For the unemployment rate, the target was 7%. Now we are 7.1%, so we are almost there. So the new target is 5%. That reflects our progress in achieving more or empowering more Saudis to the labor market. When it comes to female participation, also the new target is set to 40%. Even though now we think about lifting all the restrictions, supporting female into the labor market and let the dynamic of the market play its role in the increasing their participation.
Your Excellency, Mr. Nagadi, today the Vision 2030's primary aim was to increase the percentage of non-oil GDP in the total economy. Today it stands at 52%. So this is a big advancement compared to previous years. Could you tell us how that was achieved? What were the new sectors that were created that contributed to this growth in non-oil GDP and these results which we're talking about today?
Thank you, Nadine. And it's a pleasure and an honor to be with you today. For those that are visiting Riyadh for the first time and Saudi for the first time, welcome to Saudi. And those that are returning, welcome back. I hope you enjoy your stay here. To your question, Nadine, as we're halfway through Vision 2030, if we were to look back at what was achieved and look forward at what we're yet to deliver, I can't think of a better word that describes this transformation than holistic. It's a holistic transformation because it touches all aspects of life: economical, social, environmental. It's a plan that unleashes the potential of people, cities, regions, and sectors. It's a plan that stretches from addressing the most basic needs like food security all the way to exploring new frontiers like the space economy. And at the core of this vision is the diversification agenda. And as you mentioned, we've achieved an important milestone of reaching 52% of GDP. This has been achieved through unlocking the potential of many sectors. Take tourism as an example. Saudi has 6 UNESCO heritage sites, such as Al-Ula and Al-Dir'iyya, which I hope some of you visit. And Saudi has a beautiful coastline on the Red Sea that stretches for more than 1,800 kilometers. All of that was potential waiting to be unleashed. These destinations were developed, and Saudi was open for visitors. Coupled with the introduction of new sectors such as sports and entertainment, and hosting global events such as Formula One, and also what's coming down the road. We have Expo 2030 and the World Cup 2034. All of that has created momentum for a thriving tourism sector, which exceeded its original targets. Today we have more than 100 million visitors annually. And more importantly, the contribution of the tourism sector to GDP moved from 3 to 5% over just a few years. The industrial sector is another important sector in this transformation story. We have more than 1,000 licenses being issued every year. But more importantly, last year, 900 factories went into production. The Purchasing Manager Index, or the PMI, has been consistently on a positive trend for the past 4 years, above 50 points. And most importantly, our non-oil exports have increased by 40% since 2016. This is coupled as well with the transformation of many other sectors, which I don't think we have the time to discuss today, whether it's transportation, energy. The holistic approach to unlock all of these sectors together will ensure that the momentum for growth, diversification, and prosperity will continue for many years to come.
Just as a follow-up, today we don't have the Ministry of Industry with us, but there are so many subsectors under industry that were not present in Saudi Arabia before, which are launched now. When you mentioned the number of licenses, there's also the clean energy, so many new sectors that haven't been there in the kingdom before, right?
Yes, and the National Industrial Strategy was launched with 12 sectors in focus. And the amazing part is that, as His Excellency Bend Al Khraif mentioned a few days ago, that there is a lot of collective effort across the government to support industry, because it's the agenda of not only one ministry, but the whole of government.
Your Excellency, Mr. Al-Boug, you are Governor of GOSI and also Chairman of the Insurance Authority. Today, when we speak about this growth, how is Saudi Arabia making sure that it is advancing its social protection frameworks to ensure inclusivity, security, and well-being for all individuals in Saudi Arabia, along with that growth and diversification?
Pleasure to be here, in this panel. And thank you, Nadine, for the question. We're always actually asking ourselves a question. Do we really, in Saudi, provide the right social protection for everyone, working either in the public sector or in the private sector, Saudis or non-Saudis? And that's basically where we really care about, and we would like to make sure that everyone is contributing to our economy, everyone believes on our dream, everyone is supporting this country, is protected. And let me answer that question in the following points. One, 4.1 million insured under the defined benefit scheme, guaranteeing their protection, social protection, and financial protection at their retirement. 12 million insured under the work-related injuries, and that covers treatment, rehab, total disability, partial disability, and they're covered under, the work-related injuries. Third, actually, is the unemployment benefit, a 2.9 million insured under the unemployment benefit. And actually, during COVID, 480,000 employees, they were about to lose their job. So the social protection used to protect them, and not protect them only, protect the economy, protect the employers as well, because most of them, they were in the small and medium enterprises. And actually, another products that have been led by Dr. Abdullah and the Ministry of Human Resources is protecting the domestic workers. So now, 4.2 million domestic workers are insured. Why they are insured? Because we want to make sure that they provide their family and kid needs on time. So what's that protection cover? It covers basically any delay or unpaid wages. The insurance would basically cover that product, would trigger. So this is social protection. Another product which have been announced last month is protecting everyone, non-Saudis, working in the private sector in case of the employer failed to commit to pay their salaries.
This is the expat population,
That's for the expat population. This is maybe gives you an impression how we really care about everyone living in Saudi. We really want to provide the right social protection for them.
Your Excellency, healthcare is also a very important part of the social security system and social protection system. So could you shed light on what Saudi Arabia is doing to ensure coverage for all in that space?
Healthcare is really quite advanced, and we're proud of what we have achieved so far. 32 million is the population. All of them, they receive a very good healthcare services. Now, if I split them into two, 12 million, they're insured under the health insurance, private health insurance. And they're getting a very advanced, I would call it, health insurance services, and a very rich coverage. So $300,000 per every individual on an annual basis, that's the ceiling or the maximum cover. It covers the inpatient and outpatient. It covers their dental care, and this is not normal, by the way, to cover the dental care, mental health. So all this basically is a very wide and considered to be rich. Everyone working in the private sector, either Saudis, non-Saudis, and their families are insured. The rest of the population, they receive a very advanced health care through the public health care system.
Your Excellency, Mr. Khalaf, you are the ministry who knows it all. You hold the balance sheets of everyone. So could you tell us, please, from your perspective, what do you consider to be the most significant economic milestone achieved under this transformation that we are talking about, and how it is shaping Saudi Arabia's positioning on the global stage?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for having me, and many thanks for the organizers for organizing such a timely and important event. Your questions is both insightful and expensive, because we have many aspects of it that we could discuss, but I'll focus on two key points for the sake of being concise. First, a major achievement of Vision 2030 is that it helped the kingdom to build capability and institutional capacity. And let me try to elaborate here. Since the inception of Vision 2030, a remarkable transformation has been delivered. And this transformation goes beyond business as usual, goes beyond traditional business activities. And indeed, the Vision 2030 is reshaping the very core of the structure of the economy, and through ambitious projects, initiatives, and programs. This process is very complex and requiring new approaches, new way of thinking and the new governance frameworks. However, this complexity provided an opportunity to build the capacity and deliver an institutional capabilities. Indeed, it has fueled the growth of expertise, the accumulation of knowledge, and the development of an institutional system that could support further the sustainable progress. Just to highlight, this human capital is very important because it is the foundation of any nation progress. Not only any nation progress, but any nation's sustainable progress. And now we have a generation of professionals that they not only deliver on the Vision 2030 objectives, but also are capable of deriving innovation and economic growth at global, regional, and local scales. So this is the first point. The second point is that recently a progress report on the implementation of Vision 2030 was published. It shows that 87% of the targets have been achieved or in the process of being achieved. And in fact, some of them have been achieved ahead of targets, as highlighted by my colleagues. This one important achievement is that the non-oil activities is now contributing 52% of the real GDP. This is significant because the core of Vision 2030 is diversification and reducing reliance on oil. Now, this progress actually tells us that new sectors have been created, new sectors or some sectors have been further developed. His Excellency Ammar has highlighted the progress on tourism. Many other sectors such as industry, mining, logistics, investment have seen, I would say, similar progress and a remarkable progress. The progress that have been achieved and the track record that we have built since the inception of Vision 2030 give us confidence that we are on the right path to deliver on the remaining objectives of Vision 2030. Yes.
Now that we have laid the background and described the picture of this change that is happening, massive change that is happening in Saudi Arabia, let us discuss a little bit how each of the ministries are enabling this change. Your Excellency, Dr. Abu Thnain, today we are talking about sectors that were not present and sectors that need highly skilled labor, like digital government, like the EV sector. What is the ministry doing to ensure that you don't have any scarcity of resources and that you have the right talent pool to meet the demands of whether the private sector or the government, especially for these technical and high-skilled jobs?
Well, the challenge for, or the demand for high-skilled is a challenge everywhere, in every market. Here in Saudi, we take this seriously. It's a top priority at the Ministry of Human Resources and Self-Development. And one of the pillars at the labor market strategy was focused on skilling of our workforce. We have so many initiatives. I will choose to talk to some of them. One of the most flagship initiative is sectorial skill councils. We have established and activated 12 sectorial skill councils where the private sector, public sector, and educational institutions sit together and discuss the future and the demand for each sector. It comprises more than 420 members. These councils have developed so far the skill framework and the occupational standards which guide the employers and employees and educational institution of the skill needed and the demand and supply of skill in the market. At the ministry, also last week we announced the Saudi skill taxonomy. That's a taxonomy that describes each occupation, what are the skills needed for that occupation, and what's the path for employees to go through that occupation. So these are the basic fundamental regulations of the ecosystem of the market. Also, the demand for highly skilled, there is a demand for local talent, and also there is a demand for international or foreign workers. So what we did in that regard, we reformed the new our admission system. We incorporated the credential authentication program. We introduced that, where we verify the credentials and the ability of foreign workers coming before they come to Saudi. That will lead to higher trust of their credential and higher value of their credentials at all. When we talk about the other part, the actual training, providing opportunities for or upskilling workers, we launched last week the second national campaign for training, where we ask the private sector to pledge training opportunities for workers, either students or job seekers or their own workers. We announced actually 3 million opportunities, training opportunities for 4 years. We at the ministry support and organize that, but it's the private sector led initiative. The first campaign, the pledge was over 1 million opportunities for 3 years, and we overachieved that in 2 years. Also, in collaboration with the Human Community Development Program, this is also a major program that concentrates on developing talents in Saudi. We initiated the Job Accelerator Initiative, where we aim to train more than 320,000 Saudi employees, either upskill them or reskill them in priority sectors, like so many sectors, especially concentrating in, as you said, the AI adoption and the emerging, we focus on emerging technologies. So these are the initiatives that we are doing in collaboration with other ministry, and also Ministry of Education, TPTCs, they have their own programs to upskill our workers.
Your Excellency, Mr. Khalaf, today when we talk about this massive scale of transformation, it requires a lot of investments, it requires functional capital markets, it requires a whole financial ecosystem that is supportive. So could you explain to us how is the financial sector enabling the transformation?
The financial sector, without any doubt, is the backbone of any thriving economy. For the economy to thrive, you need easy access to finance. You need for businesses to conduct their financial transaction in an easy manner. When Vision 2030 was launched, a key discussion centered around what type of financial sector is needed to deliver on the Vision 2030 objectives. At that time, the financial sector was robust, but it required an upgrade to match the scale of the Vision transformative goals. That led to the establishment of the Financial Sector Development Program. The Financial Sector Development Program aimed at enhancing, delivering a robust, innovative, and strong financial system that could support and contribute to delivery of Vision 2030. Since then, the financial sector, both the traditional and the non-traditional, grown, matured, improved with remarkable results. And let me take this opportunity to highlight a few examples. For example, the banking sector in 2017, the total assets of the banking sector was almost 88% of the Saudi GDP. And now it is at 99%. It is now stronger, more competitive, and is better able to serve the, I would say, economy and specifically the Vision 2030 objectives. Second is the fintech industry, which is a game changer, especially for supporting access to finance for small and medium enterprises, which again are very important for diversification of the economy. In 2024, we reached 2024 fintech companies. The aim by 2030 to reach 500 plus fintech companies, and we are on the right track to achieve that objective. Third, the capital market. The capital market has really grown. Now it is the largest in the Middle East, the top among the top globally, and it is now a channel and a vehicle to attract foreign direct investment and support domestic private sector through additional access to finance if they wish to go through equity financing. Other initiatives are being implemented, such as the open banking, I would say, initiative, the Launchbox or Sandbox that provide innovative solutions to financial companies. So all of these are contributing to making the financial sector more inclusive and more accessible. And it is indeed very important for the private sector that they have access to finance, to grow themselves and support the economy. So in short, the financial sector is really an important aspect, and it's being developed to match the scale of Vision 2030 under the Financial Sector Development Program.
Your Excellency, Mr. Nagadi, today Vision 2030 is not only about economic diversification, it's also about the prosperity of the people. So could you tell us what is Saudi doing to ensure that it's not only economic diversification, but also ensure the long-term prosperity of the population in line with the vision?
Thank you, Nadine. I think no physical infrastructure or technology or a resource can replace the power of healthy, educated, skilled, and motivated individuals. And that's why human capital development is a cornerstone of Vision 2030. Saudi today is also going through a demographic transition. We have a young population. The median age is 29. That's a lot of potential to be unlocked. But also we have a challenge of an aging population. So managing this transition right by focusing on human capital outcomes through education, through health, through gender equality, through skills are important, or is an important step to ensure that we set a foundation that will ensure long-term growth and prosperity well beyond 2030. Take education as an example. Curriculums are being revamped with more focus on learning outcomes. And a new Center for Curriculum Development has been established recently. Tertiary education, vocational trainings are being realigned with labor market needs and the future jobs. And more importantly, we're seeing that on the education system, we have a lot of streams that are being transformed. But one example is the custodian of the two holy mosques scholarship program that is supporting more than 70,000 students to go to the best 200 universities across the world. The health sector is also going through a transformation through the Health Sector Transformation Program. We saw earlier today in the exhibit a discussion around shifts, so I'll talk about shifts. The health sector is shifting from focusing only on disease treatment to disease prevention. And they're also focusing on leveraging technology through driving e-health. In 2022, Sahha Virtual Hospital was launched, first of its kind in terms of size and magnitude, even globally, which connects 200 hospitals virtually, providing more than 30 specialized services. And to date, there has been more than 30 million consultations that happen through this virtual hospital. Of course, other aspects of human capital development is important. His Excellency Dr. Abdullah talked about inclusion and gender equality and how we've seen a significant shift in women labor force participation. But I think one thing I would like to conclude with is how we're approaching this. We're not looking at it in a siloed manner or looking at it sector by sector, but we're addressing it through a life cycle approach. A life cycle approach that ensures that all stakeholders, from education, health, human resource, are addressing every aspect of human life, from early childhood to productive aging.
Your Excellency, Mr. Al-Bouk, earlier you spoke about the role of insurance, but from the aspect of protecting society. Let's discuss its role beyond social protection and the contribution in the economy and under Vision 2030. Could you tell us more about that?
Yeah, the Vision 2030 for Saudis, I guess, it's a journey of and a story of ambition, honestly. If I would basically look at the mega and giga projects, it's a long list, actually. Last, basically, project which have been recently launched is Riyadh Metro. Is 176 kilometer, and most of the projects basically is underground. A huge project, more than 88 stations. And I can give you King Salman Park, Dir'iyah, what's happening in the Red Sea. So a huge mega and giga projects. And some of those projects have been completed. Now, what we really need to provide in the insurance side is the right protection of those assets. And I think we did basically provide the right insurance protection throughout a local and global treaties. And let me give you another example when it comes to the Vision 2030 and the goals and the objectives and goals that we want to achieve, and how the insurance used to play a role there. The visitors actually, who's basically is visiting Saudi today, let me take the pilgrims who's visiting the holy mosques in 2023, 13 point something, I guess 2 million visitor came to Saudi. They were all of them insured, and we have designed and tailored a product for them, covering personal accident, medical emergency, flight delays, flight cancellation. So the product has been designed for that basically certain group. And basically every visitor today is visiting Saudi. They have their insurance and they're covered. And I can confirm that everyone in this room visiting Saudi for the first time, they're covered, they're insured. And why we're doing so, I guess this is really important to us. We would like everyone visiting us to feel secured and basically has the right protection. Another basically example related to the home ownership. Again, a very great ambition and very great achievement from the Vision 2030. We have reached almost nearly 64% on the home ownership for the Saudi families. And that is covered, but on the other side also we provided a compulsory insurance covers the construction which we call it IDI, the Inherent Defect Insurance. That covers the construction and the property for more than 10 years. And that, again, goes with what the Vision 2030 is aiming to achieve and how the insurance market is trying to support and enable that, that direction and vision.
Your Excellency, Mr. Nagadi, one point which we have not discussed yet and which is very important for Saudi Arabia today is sustainability. So could you tell us a little bit more how Saudi is ensuring that sustainability measures are taken or incorporated into planning when you are at the planning stage?
Thanks, Nadine. So sustainability is embedded in Vision 2030. And one thing we've proven or learned over the last few years is that economic growth and sustainability are not mutually exclusive, but they actually reinforce one another. And that's why sustainability is an integral part of a lot of what we do in Vision 2030. One example to that is the Saudi Green Initiative, or SGI. This is an initiative that commits for 50% renewables by 2030, planting 10 billion trees, and protecting 30% of land and marine areas. Now, this is not only addressing environmental challenges, but also creating jobs, creating sustainable communities, and improving the quality of life.
Saudi Arabia, by the way, is hosting today COP16 as we speak, which is
Yes,
the UN conference against the desertification of land.
Exactly, yeah. And the other aspect of sustainability is also social programs. We have more than 100 social programs led by the Ministry of Human Resource and supported by the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Economy, and many other ministries. This program is not only about financial assistance, but it's about providing a sustainable system that develops human capital by ensuring that people have access to job opportunities, have access to education, health, and reskilling, and a lot of aspects that they need in their lives. The sustainability approach that we have in Saudi, I think I can say it's purposeful, where the intersection of the economy, the intersection of the environment and society serves both people and the planet.
You mentioned social development. Let's ask His Excellency Dr. Abu Thnain. Your ministry is responsible for human resources and also social development. Could you tell us a little bit more about some of the social development initiatives that your ministry is carrying out, especially in empowering women and supporting vulnerable populations?
Well, social development is an integral part of our mandate, and it's an important part to achieve the Vision 2030 initiatives. Well, we care more when it comes to vulnerable groups, to their integration and empowerment. One of the recent initiatives that we have announced last year is the empowerment clinics. It's a community hub where private sector, government organization, and non-profit organization get together and provide support for vulnerable groups in all their needs. Last year, we established 7 community empowerment clinics with more than 140,000 positive intervention to those individuals or families. Also, we care about moving the social security beneficiaries from the social security to the labor market. We successfully last year empowered 120,000 of those people to get them financial independent. Also, when you talk about female empowerment and women empowerment, as we talked at the beginning, there is a astonishing result of their participation. But we have so many initiatives and changes in the labor law, like the labor law last modification, we increased the maternity leave from 10 weeks to 12 weeks. Also, we have an initiative, we call it Qurra initiative, where we subsidize the cost of child care, almost 50% of the cost. Also, we have another initiative that's called Wusul, where we subsidize the cost of transportation for working women. We subsidize 80% of the cost. Also, another group is the job seekers. We have Hafiz program that is supported by HRDF, Human Resource Development Fund. Today we have 20,000 beneficiaries in Hafiz program, where we ask them to register in Jadarat. Jadarat is the unified platform for employment. So our goal is to take them from job seeking status to being employed. And lastly, we in HRDF, there is so many programs that support wage subsidies for Saudis to get them into the labor market. This year, so far, we have the fund have spent 5.5 billion riyals to more than 120,000 entities. 90% of these entities are small and medium entities.
Your Excellency, Mr. Al-Khalaf, when we talk about the social change that is happening and social development, could you explain to us how fiscal policy tools could be used or are being used to advance the social development as well?
I think this is a very important question, because when you look at the social development within the context of Saudi Arabia, it's not merely focusing on the traditional social protection mechanisms. It is a very comprehensive approach towards social development from all aspects of social development, and that includes, as His Excellency Ammar highlighted, education, health, other social, I would say, fields. It includes the social protection programs, as highlighted by Dr. Abdullah, related to whether it is the citizen account or the Daman. And these all provide, I would say, a very comprehensive package to social development. But also there are another aspects of providing social development. Since the inception of Vision 2030, the focus of spending, government spending, was and still is on transformation. And that contributed to opening new sectors, new markets, new opportunities. These new, I would say, development contributed to job creation, providing entrepreneurship opportunities, I would say enhancing the skills of the people, and combined between the social development spending and support and the transformational support, it gave, I would say, excellent results, such as the unemployment rate that went down to 7.1%, the women participation rate that increased to above 30%, both of which are almost or exceeded the targets. So this whole package, I would say, of providing sustainable development in all its dimension is really what make the case of Saudi Arabia unique and successful.
Your Excellency, Mr. Al-Bouk, let us conclude with you. Could you give us your reflections on the transformation journey that we have witnessed so far in Saudi Arabia, specifically when it comes to the social protection aspect and also the digital ecosystem, which we haven't touched upon a lot, what has been achieved and also how it will look like in the future?
Digital, it was really a cornerstone in the Vision 2030, and His Excellency Mohammed Al-Jadaan has highlighted and mentioned that in his speech. I don't think we used to be even in the top 40 ranking globally, and actually we're today ranked number 4, and we're the second compared to the G20, and we're in the first position regionally. I would really ask everyone to imagine how that happened over a few years. A huge investment, a huge passion, and a huge, basically, effort to achieve that goal. The government basically works as in a very an integrated basically fashion when it comes to the technology. If I zoom in to GUSI, we're having a similar exercise when it comes to the competition, the global competition and the UN index. We do have that in Saudi. GUSI ranked number 2 in 2023, so we're in a very advanced position. And we have been ranked number 1 when it comes to the tools and technologies. So as an organization, we do really focus on the technology. Today, 97% of our basically transaction and services considered to be STPs, straight-through processing. So machine to machine without any interference of human. 100% of the services that we are providing today is being provided through a digital, basically advanced, I would call it, systems. Today, we want to move really from that basically part to go beyond as to enable to be an ecosystem enabler. So how can we support everyone in the ecosystem to integrate and benefit? It's either employers, and we launched recently our open data platform, and this is exactly to enable others. Whoever is interested, it's very rich. It's either actuaries, economists, and even maybe employers, or whoever is interested, entrepreneurs. So they can come and take a lot of rich data that would support them to make the right decisions when it comes to their business.
We wish you all the best in that aspect, and our time is up. I hope we were able to give you a flavor of the multidimensional, massive scale of transformation that is happening here in Saudi Arabia. Your Excellencies, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today, and I hope you enjoyed the panel. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadine, and thanks to the distinguished panelists. GUSI changing philosophy and 3 strategic shifts. Keynote by Marwan Al-Ghamidi, Assistant Governor for Strategy and Transformation in GUSI. Welcome, Mr. Al-Ghamidi.
Good morning. Welcome to the kingdom, a country where progress is made every second. As part of the kingdom transformation, GUSI is reimagining the future of social insurance. A future where social insurance does not only show up when someone's work is done, but we will be there all along the way. So how does that future look like? We call it journey of empowerment. A journey where we become a lifetime partner instead of just focusing on beneficiaries. A journey where we empower instead of just being a safety net. A journey where we enable ecosystem instead of just being a safe fund. So in that journey, what do we mean by being a lifetime partner? So today in GUSI, we are proudly serving more than 2 million beneficiaries. So we are giving them the financial benefits, but this is not enough. We want to do more for our citizens. And the second question, what about the other 14 million who are going through the journey today? What do we want to do for them? We want to be there for our people in key moments of their life. We want to be there when they go to university or reskill and upskill to take a new role. We want to be there when they get their first job or move from one job to another job. We want to be there when they get married and they hold their first child. We want to be there when they follow their dreams and they start their own businesses to contribute to our economy, to our country. We want to be there all along the way. We want them to feel engaged and supported. So let me give you some examples of what we are doing at GOSI. 2 months ago, we launched our job matching platform, a platform that connects employers to job seekers. So we are not just providing the unemployment benefits for our people, but we are helping them to get back on their feet and reconnect with the market. Also, just last week, we launched a new service called Extended Health Insurance Service for our retirees. This service is giving our retirees and their families access to health insurance. And it is with more than 70% discount from if they go and buy it themselves. Also, last week, we launched a new platform called Circles, which is giving microfinancing for our beneficiaries, where they contribute and participate in that, whether they want to save for a short time or if they want to get a loan. And guess what? It's with 0 interest rate. And this is only the start. There are a lot of things that we already did, and there are a lot of things that are coming in the coming period. So from retirement planning, from multiple saving programs, from community engagement, and all of these areas where we really become a lifetime partner with our beneficiaries and contributors. Now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me, before I take you to the third shift, to welcome one of our young talents, Noura Al-Rashid, to give you a brief about our super app that is holding all of these new services. Welcome, Noura.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone. 6 months ago, we have released our super app with the many features and services. So if you can upload your CV or hire talents. Whether you are establishment or you are individual, you will find your services in one place. And you can also, in an easy switch, to switch between these accounts. Not only that, you will have services and certificates offline without no need to connect. Also, you will have a live tracker with 24 hours visibility in your transactions and many more services. But guess what? We are only starting. We have an exciting roadmap ahead of us. So whether you want to connect with your friends, family, have a reunion, or also you have to capture your moments during your career, you will have GOSI moments. Also, if you want to, let's say, track your health or count your steps, you want also to conduct your virtual marathon or physical one, you will have GOSI Challenge. You will also have your savings plans. You want to train and enhance your skills. All of that in one platform, GOSI Super App. But if you want me to talk in numbers, I will talk in numbers. In these few moments and these few months, we have released more than 140 services. And we achieved more than 3 million downloads. But what we are most proud of, we got one of the top-rated apps in the stores with 4.7 rating. But again, we are only starting. We have an exciting roadmap ahead of us. Thank you all for listening. Back to you, Mr. Marwan.
Thank you, Nora. I think this is one of the key initiatives where we engage our young talents in building the future for generations. So let me go back to the third shift. How are we going to do all of that? Now, what we call it the ecosystem enablement. And this is how we capitalize on the ecosystem. So 3 main ideas in it. In Saudi Arabia, we work as one government, one integrated services with multiple government entities. And we participate between public sector and private sector, where we can deliver the services for our people and create the value with existing private sector players. And of course, like any social insurance system, we have a lot of data, and you can see it in our parallel sessions, that is enabling the whole ecosystem, from scholars to employers to everyone. And I want to put examples here. Now, the job matching platform that we launched 2 months ago, we did it in integration with Ministry of Human Resources. So they have a platform called Jadarat, which is responsible about the unemployment. And we have access to all employers in the market. So we are just putting that connection and creating more value of the data we have about the career history, the average pay, and everything. So almost we do perfect matching. And this is how the government works together. Second part about public-private sector partnership. For the extended health insurance coverage, we are doing that with existing health insurance companies. We are doing that with existing employers, and it is in our app. So the beneficiary does not need to visit any office or fill any form from the app, and they subscribe directly. And the open data platform, it's a massive platform that is helping everyone in the ecosystem and enabling them to do better decisions for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a dream to help our society. We wanted to do more for our citizens. And I'm sure every one of you want to do the same. And you can. We just need to be bold about our dreams. We need to be bold when we design our products and services. We need to be bold when we design what we stand for. Here at GOSI, we stand for enriching every step of life and empowering generations. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mr. Marwan Al-Ghamdi, and thanks for Ms. Noura Rashid. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our second panel discussion, Changing Philosophy of Social Security Funds Amid Global Challenges. Join me in welcoming to the stage the moderator of this panel, the founder of Amplify, Sarah Coker, and this session panelist. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you so much, Mohammed, for that kind introduction. And of course, very honored to be here today to host the next panel that we just heard about there. Salam alaikum to everyone, and of course, good morning to all of you distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen that have taken the time to come here today to spend time with us. Now, our next panel, we're going to be taking a look at basically those global trends that we've heard a lot about previously, and how we're going to drive pension funds to re-strategize as a result of that. We're going to take a look at 3 dynamic shifts that we heard there from Mr. Marwan and the impact that that's having on the system, and also that transition from not just talking about beneficiaries, but moving all the way through to that lifetime partner that enables you to be there every step of the way and for key moments in people's lives. So we're going to discuss these very topics in our next panel. It's entitled The Changing Philosophy of Social Security Funds Amid Global Challenges. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the stage to sit with me today, Mr. Ahmed Al-Omran, the Assistant Governor of Information Technology. Please make your way to the stage. Good morning to you, Ahmed. And the Assistant Governor for Financial Stability and Risk Management, Dr. Amar Kurdi. And finally, a no stranger to the stage, you saw him just a short while ago, we have Mr. Marwan Al-Ghamdi, the Assistant Governor of Strategy and Transformation. Welcome, welcome back. So gentlemen, please take a seat, and thank you so much for sparing time today to discuss this important topic. We have a lot of international guests here today that are very, very well aware of the global trends that we've highlighted in the title that we're going to discuss today. And Marwan, no rest. You just zoomed in and zoomed back. But I kind of wanted to start with you to set the stage with these emerging global trends and really how that's impacted the strategic priorities of GUSI.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah, for this question. I think we are living in a world where changes are becoming so fast, and our societies and citizens, they need to keep up with this, and we need to support them. Now, one of the key highlights about aging population and what's happening now, so aging population, so it means for us there are more clients to serve in the future. So we need to support this society in the future. And if we look in the past, so what's happening? So there was a social system that is supporting, and then social insurance system was created to help also the social system to support. But if we look at the other angle about fertility rate and number of newborns, it's going down as well. So I'll give you a quick example. My father, so he is 94 years old, and he has many sons and daughters. So we are there to support him, and he is a retiree as well. So the social fund is providing that type of support to my father, and also the social system is supporting him. And what's happening in the future and what we forecast that this will change. So the social insurance system need to provide more, and they need to take care of more people in the future. This is one of the major trends that we need to take care of, and we need to re-strategize to foreseeing the future. Although the kingdom, we are a very young generation, but we are planning ahead. Second part, it's about the job market and the changes that are happening in the job market today. Now, job market, we expect that by 2030, around 30% of employees, they will need to reskill or upskill because of the changes that are happening in the job market, and we need to be there to support them, especially with emerging technology that is disrupting the models, the existing models, and the new skill sets that are needed for the future.
So we've heard very much about the human stories, and it's lovely because really that's the heart of everything that we're talking about here, and congratulations on your father. That's a wonderful age to reach. And talking of reaching people, technology is central to that. And of course, everybody again in the audience will identify this need to digitalize, to access people within their populations. So how is this emerging technology, Ahmed, having an impact, particularly AI? Everyone's very focused on AI these days.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Recently, I have been part of a workshop attended by many senior executives from all over the world. AI was on top of mind of everybody. They were concerning how it might affect their day-to-day work, and they are questioning how they can leverage this technology to be able to serve their customer better. AI will change what we do and how we do it. According to Accenture, 40% of the working hour will be impacted by AI. Recently, there was a competition happened between generative AI and real doctors to test the accuracy of a diagnosis. Surprisingly, generative AI outbeat real doctors big time. The accuracy of generative AI was 90%, while real doctor is 70%. It's obvious generative AI can take any jobs. Can be family doctors, can be teachers, can be engineers. And sorry, Sarah, it also, I know you have concern, it also can be a moderator too.
I'm going to retire then to
No,
the
he will
kingdom,
not be like
I know
you,
you'll
but
look after me.
it can take a lot of jobs. That's why it's going to change and impact the job market big time. There will be a new jobs coming to the job market, and at the same time will be many existing jobs will be disappeared from the job market with a decrease percentage of 2% over the 5 years coming. That means many jobs will be disappear from the job market. That's why we as a social insurers need to be ready to tackle many important points. First one is prevention. How we can support and help those people to stay relevant to the job market and to prevent the job loss. Second, His Excellency Dr. Abdullah Abu Thnain talked about it, upskilling and reskilling those who have lost their jobs in order to give them an advantage over the new jobs showing up. Third, also we need to work on like a safety net program and systems. Many of people, those who have lost their jobs, will not be able to find a new job for one reason or another. And issue as AI mature, this proportion might increase. At GOSI, we have an unemployment scheme called SANID, where we support those who have lost their jobs for some period of time, and we approach them proactively as soon as they lose their jobs, so they can benefit from this unemployment benefit. Marwan spoke about the matching between the job seekers and the establishments, and very well linked with Jadarat, the national job portal. And last but not least, also His Excellency Abu Thnain talked about government and private need to work in creating new jobs in order to absorb those who have lost their jobs.
So I want to come to you now, Dr. Amar, because financial systems lay behind all of this, as well as technology, of course. And the kingdom is lucky. It has a young population, but you're preparing, you're gearing up for the future. So how are you coping with or maintaining financial stability in these current financial markets?
Absolutely. Thank you, Sarah. And it's wonderful to see this crowd gathering today. Definitely, financial and economic volatility is no exception. In the kingdom, in the region, and globally, we see the impact of these volatilities all over the place. Definitely, we have a number of dynamics that are shifting today and having a massive or profound impact on the way we react and manage our pension funds. The dependency ratio for OECD countries, as an example, is expected to grow from 28 to 100 today to reach up to 58 or 57 by 2075, according to latest statistics. Now, this is a call for action, because that means we need to be more agile, we need to be more dynamic, and we need to be more innovative in our approach towards managing our pension funds, our investments, and the way we reach out to people through technology, like my colleagues mentioned. On the other hand, economic volatility is introducing periods of extraordinary inflation growth over the last 2 years and decreasing interest rates. Definitely, this is also is actually posing a challenge today to pension funds that really today rely significantly on fixed income as a foundation for most pension fund portfolios as a safe financial instrument for investment. This decrease in interest rates is actually calling us for action again to rethink the way we approach our investment allocation. Gives us an opportunity to think about alternative investments. We see pension funds globally shifting towards real estate, for example, shifting towards private equity and blue chip equity, taking a little bit more risk in a calculated fashion, in a manner that enables sustainable levels of return to make sure that we really are able to face the challenges of the future with these shifting dynamics of social demographies locally and globally.
So Marwan, I wanted to bring you back in on that, building on what Dr. Amr just said, that of course that's on a sort of institutional level, if you like, but on a population level, what strategies are you looking at for populations to deal with this financial welfare uncertainties?
Thank you for giving me a chance to drink some water. Yeah, thank you, Sarah. I think one of the most pressing global challenges is the affordability crisis. And this is with inflation going this year around 6%. So it's reducing the individual's ability to buy essential goods or even to enjoy quality of life. Now, if we look at the population, so according to a latest study done by McKinsey, more than 50% are below the empowerment line, which means that they can afford to buy their essential goods, but they cannot afford to save, or they don't have extra money to do that. Now, we look at the population in 3 elements. Now, one, those who can afford to save, and they have, let's say, disposable income that allow them to save. And what tailored products can we introduce to them to help them to save for specific purposes? And the second part, those who can afford to save, but they don't know how to save. So they're spending all of that money. And this is where the program like financial planning and financial literacy will kick in to help our citizens and help everyone just to be able to get to that level. The last part, maybe there are big segment of people who cannot afford to save. So whatever you put as a product for them in the future, they cannot save. They barely can afford to buy their essential goods. And this is where we launched at Goosey a program called Taqdeer. It's a massive program that is giving huge discounts to our beneficiaries. Now, one of the examples, for example, they can get access to airlines discount with more than 50% or around 50% for them and their family. And this is helping them to enjoy, for example, a vacation with a family and enjoy quality of life. There are multiple other areas where we are providing them tailored discounts to help them to navigate the challenges that they are facing. So we need to look at it usually from 2 angles. So either we introduce programs to save for the future, or even introduce programs to reduce the cost of living for them. And either way, we are supporting them really to navigate the dynamics that are happening in the market.
So I'm going to ask Dr. Amr to do a deep dive there on those products, because as we've heard from the Super App and across all the conversations this morning, there is a lot going on behind the scenes. So can you talk about those specific products that are going to enhance that financial welfare?
Absolutely. I think today an opportunity presents itself to most pension funds globally and in the kingdom today, where we see an opportunity for people to take more of a proactive role, becoming more empowered to save for the future. And so today we see, with the rising volatility economically and the increase in the dependency ratio, as I mentioned in the prior segment, and the opportunities we're presenting to our constituents, as my colleague Marwan put it nicely. There is an opportunity to really penetrate into new opportunities for our constituents to save towards retirement and shift from the classic defined benefit programs to discretionary or contribution programs that provide individuals with a voluntary option to contribute to a new fund that would augment their financial resilience in the long run and enable them to become a more proactive participant in their financial future, setting that portfolio of assets to their risk preference, with pension funds acting as a key enabler for these kinds of products to flourish. And also, we intend at GOSI to partner with the private sector. We think there is a great opportunity for the private sector to play a major role in helping also leverage their asset management capabilities to give people really a say on how they would like to chart their future. As you know, defined benefit schemes globally have their challenges, have their whims, have their issues, and those mainly revolve around the issue of sustainability for the long run. Do we sustain our funds for 2, 3, 4 generations? How sustainable is a defined benefit scheme in the very long run? Defined contribution schemes, on the other hand, give people the power to really set their risk parameters and set their financial projections to the future in a manner that fits their needs in a more micro level. At the same time, a key enabler to all of this is going to be enhanced financial literacy. So digital innovation, reach out to our clients is going to be key to make sure we raise the level of financial literacy in our jurisdiction, in the Kingdom, in the Gulf, to make sure that people are aware what can they do with the amount of funds they have. How can we induce a savings culture that is healthy, that enables people to really unlock their future and feels more secure about the changing or weathering of our economic environment, not only for the current generation, but for generations to come.
And I want to, you couldn't have cued me better than that, Dr. Amr, because Ahmed, I wanted to come back to you on that and actually pick up on what we saw on the Super App display, that we heard so many things about the different services that you launched. We got a peek behind the scene. Your job is to reach and engage with people on the points that Marwan and Amr just talked about. How are you doing that? Obviously, we can see from the app you've got quite a lot of success, but what else is on the plate?
A success factor for app or any service that you provide is to understand your customer, to know your customers. You need to approach them differently. You have to segment your customer, the young age, the young generation, the elderly people, the people who in the job. The young generation, for example, you need to approach them differently. The Gen Z, for example, we are all agree they are different, they are demanding, they tend to use the technology and the social media more than any other generations. For example, they are 4 times tend to use the e-channels and the social media than other generations. That requires us to approach them differently to be able to promote services for them, for example, financial literacy or enhancing their saving habits. Many organizations from all over the world, from different industries now start their presence in the social media to reach these segment of our customers. One of the organizations, for example, started their TikTok educational channels to be able to reach this segment, and they have reached millions of engagements, and which was a great achievement I think we all should learn from. We are GOSI, my colleagues have mentioned, we are placing ourselves as a long lifetime partner with our customers, and we are trying to be with them every step of the life. So to fulfill this mission, we, as you saw in the Super App, introduce many services. Taqdeer, for example. We are planning now to service some adjacent services, and we are planning to launch our financial literacy channels, which we will be full of content when it comes to video streams, infographics, content, charts, and so on. And in the near future, we are planning to launch our immersive virtual reality experience, where we will be able to enable our customer to envision themselves after 60 years at the age of retirement, and they will see themselves and their situation if they choose, for example, to start saving a program, how their life will look like and how it will look like if they choose not to.
So you're really going to where your audiences are and speaking to them in the language that they understand, which is so important with finance, because so many people feel that they don't understand it. And in fact, you know, that easy access is a good way to consume it.
Exactly.
Marwan, I wanted to go back to sort of the broader outlook, because when we had your presentation just a short while ago, you were talking about the ecosystem. So take us on a journey of how you're ensuring that overall well-being for beneficiaries and, of course, those currently coming through the workforce.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. I think we talked about the financial well-being of individuals, but also about the well-being, the whole well-being. It's about their health well-being, physical well-being, and their mental well-being. So how can we support the whole ecosystem and in partnership with the ecosystem to improve that? Now, we talked about, for example, health insurance, extended health insurance coverage, but also we'll be also launching other programs like what Noura mentioned there. It's about gamifications, health participation, and also community participation. One of the key things about, for example, beneficiaries or retirees specifically, when they leave their jobs, they don't feel, or they feel a gap in the value that they are creating. So, and this is where we are working now with the Ministry of Human Resources and Social Development on a partnership. How can we engage them in non-profit organizations or in voluntary work where they want to contribute? They have experience, they work, but this helps a lot their mental health and to participate and contribute more to the society. And of course, you cannot do that unless you have the right engagement model. And this is where we capitalize, for example, on technology. So how can we be there and connect them? And all it starts with one thing, really. So what do we want to do for them? So is it only the financial benefits, or we want to do more for them? And this is what we talked about, GOSI for the future. We are really dreaming bigger, and we want to do a bigger role.
I want to pick up on that theme of partnerships to you, Ahmed, because it's very, very important in your area. And we've talked very much about the front of house in terms of how to engage the audience and retirees and people throughout the workforce. But also, we very much know that technology is working on the back end of operations to increase efficiency as well. So if you could give us a little insight there and maybe the partnerships that you're using to achieve that.
Yeah, the partnership is very important, as you've mentioned, and Marwan. We provide our services through partnership with the government agencies and the private sector as well. Here in Saudi Arabia, and I think His Excellency Al-Boug mentioned it in his speech when he talked about the government providing e-services as a government. Here in Saudi Arabia, as a government, we are working on interoperability model where transaction can start with one organization and end with another organization. For example, here in Saudi, if you want to start your commercial business, you will start your transaction with Ministry of Commerce. Then the data will be transferred and shared transparently with all the relevant other government agencies. For example, it will be transferred to GOSI. Then the employers will be able to log into GOSI and start adding his contributor, and it will be transferred to Ministry of Labor and all other government agencies. Also, here in Saudi, we have a very huge centralized database that consists of the whole citizens, expats, establishments. Data reside with the SDAIA. SDAIA is the Saudi Data and AI Authority, where any government organization want to provide any services, it will not ask for information from an individual or customers. It will acquire it from this centralized database. This type of model and integration and harmonization allow us as a government to provide customer-centric services to our customers. And for private sector, we believe in enabling innovation instead of imposing restriction to them. For example, most of the entrepreneurs, the fintech in particular, will be able and have access to GOSI's data, of course with the right governance and consent, to be able to provide personalized services to their customers, whether they were saving, investment, or any other services that they want to provide to their customers.
So Dr. Amar, we've talked very much this morning about this effective ecosystem approach, and I'm just interested to know what initiatives you're spearheading to foster this ecosystem that is of course going to support the strategic goals and enhance that financial stability that we talked about earlier.
Definitely, Sarah. I think maybe as I mentioned, one of the key drivers that cannot be understated is launching a national saving program that GOSI is championing today, where we are going to basically provide an opportunity for individuals to get empowered so that they take initiative in terms of saving for their future, augmenting their retirement resilience. But at the back end, what's more important than that is that we are going to unlock opportunities to capitalize on our thriving economy today in the kingdom. We see opportunities over the next few years, over the next decade, with the closure, or we're halfway, as mentioned by their excellencies, through Vision 2030. We have 5 years to go. We are ambitious towards the next, and hopeful about the aspirations over the next decade as well. So these goals and ambitions are really going to bring new opportunities that we would like to capitalize on and provide our constituents, our members, an opportunity to capitalize on them as well. Another key initiative that is going to be unlocked through this saving program is enabling the expat community. As you can imagine today, this thriving economy in the kingdom, we have a sizable portion of the society that is formed by our colleagues from expat communities that want and aspire to have a long tenor duration of their careers in the kingdom and perhaps retire in the kingdom. The savings program we are launching is going to enable that community to be really empowered to stay for generations and to actually have their kids thrive in the kingdom, in the educational sector, and in the labor force in the future as well. A more important, no less important than that, is also our thriving, what we call the uncovered segment today. People who are really, part of the gig economy, Generation Z, entrepreneurs of the future, are really seeking opportunities that they can leverage on what we offer today in our portfolio to secure their financial future. So part of what we are offering today is for the saving program to provide these individuals an opportunity to also augment their financial resilience and plan for the future and become really protected under the social umbrella of GOSI as a expert house in social protection and financial well-being for the future. Today we are witnessing an economy that is empowered by great leadership, and in GOSI today we really thrive to empower, enrich generations, enrich every step of life, and empower generations, as my colleague Marwan nicely put it in his presentation. Thank you.
Well, gentlemen, we have 7 seconds left, so that just leaves me a small time to conclude. And thank you so much for guiding us through the immense changes that we've seen within the kingdom, and of course also highlighting those exciting times ahead of ideas in the pipeline and those new additions, new initiatives and collaborations to look forward to as well. So shukran jazilan, and thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you to the audience.
Thank you, Sarah, and thanks to our distinguished panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our first break. See you again at 2 o'clock, and more to come in the Regional Social Security Forum for Asia and the Pacific. Stay tuned. Thank you.